Hi, this is the 3dfocus.co.uk in-depth review of the Aiptek 3D HD camcorder version i2. Out of the box, you're going to get the instruction manual and the camera. Obviously you get some anaglyph glasses for viewing 3D content if you don't have a 3D television. You also get supplied a HDMI cable, so you won't need to buy an additional one of those. Also you will get a little pouch to put this camcorder in, but I haven't got that. It's at the bottom of a suitcase somewhere and I cannot be bothered to find that out. I first saw this camera at a firebox.com event, and I have to say I was really impressed, particularly with the screen, but I'll tell you a bit more about that. But let's have a look at how it went down at the firebox.com event, and then we'll go back and I'll tell you a bit more about the camera.
Camera here. When you have a 3D TV or a 3D screen in your laptop, you plug it in by the HDMI cable, and this HDMI cable then directs the footage onto your 3D TV or 3D computer. Then with your standard glasses that come with your TV, you can see direct 3D. You don't need a computer at all to view this 3D movie.
So can you use that if you've got the passive glasses or the shutter glasses, or do you need to wear these?
No, you don't need these glasses.
Oh, I see.
The black ones that you get in the always ones that you get in cinemas.
Right.
These glasses come with it. These are for people that have a 2D computer or a 2D TV, as probably 90% of the population do at the moment.
Okay.
Then, as you're recording in 3D, it films in a blue-red screen.
Okay.
Then once you convert it on your computer to that blue and red format, then you can use these glasses and view it like the old 80s 3D movies.
Right,
on
okay.
the 2D screen, we had these glasses, and it's not quite as good colour, but it still allows you to view in 3D and upload to 3D YouTube, for example, so other people can view your films.
I didn't realise that it was 3D without glasses on the screen as well.
Yeah, this is a 3D screen. This company are releasing a small 7-inch 3D screen that uses this technology.
Okay.
So it's used as a picture viewer because this takes 3D pictures, stills, as well as video.
Alright, so first of all I'd like to go through the connections, if that's okay. So it's very simple camcorder. You have the on-off switch here, you have your HDMI output for viewing 3D content on your 3D television, or not, but I'll tell you how you can view 3D content in a minute. The memory, the inbuilt memory is really, it's about, so I think it's 256 megs, so you're going to need an additional SD card which you can slot in here. To give you an idea of how much memory this uses, I've recorded a 3-minute and 38-second 3D video clip and it took up 189 megabytes, so that will hopefully give you an idea of the memory it uses. You then have a tripod socket there, and then you have your USB connection. You slide the switch down here, your USB connector comes out, and then that serves two purposes. When the camcorder is switched off, that will then charge the phone up, so you connect that to your laptop and it will charge the phone up. You get about an hour and a half use out of it, and I think it's about an hour time to charge it. If the camcorder is on, then that will upload the inbuilt software that's in the camcorder, and that will allow you to use the camcorder to manipulate your 3D footage, and as I said, it will upload the software. Also, you don't even need the software on this camcorder. You can actually use this, so when it's connected it will show up as removable media. Then that will, you can just drag the files off this onto your computer. Now the raw files this uses are MPEG-4, and the 3D files are side by side, so you can have two images side by side playing at the same time, but obviously slightly different angles. The output, that output can then be can then be used in any way. So 3D TV can view content on this, or you can upload it to YouTube 3D. The actual camera itself to use, now I've had this for the last couple of weeks, so I've used it quite a lot. And the first thing I really like is it's very light and it's very, very small. And it fits into a pocket very easily. And once it's in a pocket, the buttons aren't pressed. They're quite hard to press, these buttons, so you're not going to accidentally record using up all your battery life and using up all your memory. So the camera itself now, the resolution as a camera, photography camera, is not great. It's only 5 megapixels per lens, but the 2D footage is perfectly good. It's HD 2D footage, and in fact what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some 2D footage I filmed with the camcorder. So if you're on the market for an additional cheap consumer 2D camera, let's have a look at some of the quality that I recorded while I was in New York recently.
Last chance, once again, if you are going to Lebanon Boulevard, Richmond, bus transfer here.
Filming 3D is very, very easy. It's just the same as recording 2D, but what I will say is because of the way the lenses are fixed, then you really don't want to film stuff far apart. Now, if people who are filming, directors are filming professional 3D production, they're constantly changing the width of the lenses, disparity between the lenses all the time per shot. If you're filming something very close up, so for example, if I film with this in 3D, then that's perfect. And I don't know if I just told you, but about a meter, the stuff starts coming out of the screen. Beyond a meter, things will go out of the screen. But you want to keep things fairly close, because if you're filming something close with two lenses that have such a short distance between them, then you are going to get a great 3D effect. If you're filming something very far away, let's say you're in Kenya and you're filming the sweep of the landscape, it's not going to look very good at all. Basically, you're just going to have a very flat 2D image, like a canvas, but slightly further away. So that is a problem with this. So if you're filming, make sure you're filming things with lots of different layers in the shot, and also keep everything very close to you. You're not really going to be able to film stuff far away. I've made that mistake, and when you see some of my 3D footage, hopefully it will give you an idea of what I mean by that. So yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's not a professional 3D camera, and it's £199, so you can forgive that. The audio is not great, I have to say. I'd say it's sufficient. It is stereo, but again, when you see some of the footage again, you can make your own mind up with that. I thought it'd be a bit better, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed with the audio quality. What else have we got? Sweeping shots I want to tell you as well. If you're filming very fast, left to right, you'll see some of my footage I filmed from a cab. It doesn't work very well. It's almost like the effect that you have with camcorders on the night mode, where things have a slight blur behind them and a slight tracing effect. So make sure you record things pretty stable, close to as well. If you have a 3D TV, all you need to do is put the HDMI cable in there, put it into your 3D TV, make sure your 3D TV is set to side-by-side mode, so it can process two images side by side and create the 3D effect. Just doesn't matter if it's an active or a passive solution, so that's one way. You probably haven't got a 3D TV, so because most people don't right now. So you are probably going to want to upload it to YouTube 3D. Now YouTube launched, I don't know, about a year ago, a service where if you put in a certain tag into your YouTube clip, it will give you lots of different options for viewing 3D content. And one of those is anaglyph. So you can simply drag the files off your phone as removable media, upload those to YouTube just as a regular file, put that tag in, and then it will give you a list, I think, of about 10 3D options. So if you click on anaglyph, then you can view 3D content with your anaglyph glasses. Obviously not as good, because it's going to be black and white, and not as good as the active solutions and passive solutions, but very, very, very simple. So I'm gonna wrap up by explaining how that works, how easy that is, and what the content looks like also in 3D. and I'll come back and I'll just give you my overview of the camcorder. The folder here, my local folder called Aiptek Content. And all the videos are on here, 2D and 3D, and the pictures. So the pictures look like this, side-by-side images, each lens capturing a different angle. And it's the same with a video. If we open up a video, I have to use VLC to play this content because Media Player Classic doesn't show it, and not every media player will show it. So there we go, there's the two images there, and then whatever you're using, your passive 3D TV or active 3D TV, will process that in a way that means it can show it in 3D content. But I want to show you how easy it is to view this in 3D on YouTube. All you need to do is upload that MPEG-4 file in a normal way as if you're uploading a regular 2D file, and then you simply add this tag in your tag section, like so, YT3D : enable equals true. And once you do that, then that video will have a little 3D icon underneath, as you can see there. And when the viewer highlights over that icon, the images have now been processed together in several different ways, which means your entire video can be viewed in 3D using different methods. Now I'm using here red, cyan, glasses, black and white, and that's the most effective way I can view 3D content using these glasses here. But there are lots of other ways. Probably the best way to view it would be the green and magenta glasses. They also call that color code. Or you can even view in ways that you don't require glasses, you just have to focus in a certain way. Now, as a review with regard to the picture quality, I think the image quality is unfortunately very, very juddery. I mean, if you look at that, now what I suggest you do, there'll be an annotation underneath this video which will show you more footage of, you can actually view this footage on YouTube. So the 3D effect works to a certain extent. I have to say, using anaglyph glasses, the effect isn't 100% 3D. Very often you can sort of see the 2D layer with the 3D layer coming off that. But the one thing that is most disappointing is the frame rate. I mean, it claims to be 30 frames per second, and as you can see, that's very juddery. Now, I think that's more likely to be a YouTube thing. I don't think it's, if I view the content on a TV, it's not like that. But maybe this is something, maybe you know more about this than I do. You can let me know in the comments why it's so juddery. But it kind of reminds me of an old computer game when the processing wasn't there and you had that sort of effect. And that's me in 3D. So hopefully that's given you an idea of how simple it is to upload your content in using the Aiptek 3D camera. Great, well I hope that's sort of shown you how easy it is to upload to YouTube 3D. So as an overview, if you're on the market for a 2D camcorder, then I really would suggest it's £199. So if you're deciding whether to have this as your main camcorder, I would say no, don't, because you're not going to get the quality as you are with a proper camcorder. It's a very cheap way of filming 3D. In fact, I think it's possibly the cheapest way of filming 3D right now. The screen is great, I have to say. It's fascinating, really, to see 3D without glasses. The simplicity of it is really good, and the image quality is pretty good as well. I mean, it's HD and it's very simple to view 3D content. I have to be honest, I haven't seen how it works on an active or passive 3D set. So if anybody's watching this who's done this, please let me know, or write a comment at the bottom and show and tell me if it's good or bad. I'd be fascinated to find out. So I would say, yeah, it's a good camcorder. £199. It's not incredibly cheap, but there's a 3D solution, very, very good. I am impressed with it. I'm still using it, and I think it's a pretty good piece of kit. You can buy it in several places. If you want to go to 3dfocus.co.uk, I'll give you a list of where you can buy it and how much the prices are and everything. And thank you for watching this review.